Welcome back, guys, to another video on my channel. I appreciate you dropping by and checking it out. We are in a different environment than normal, but nonetheless we have this video and I'm very excited, so let's get into it. Today we are talking about one film, and many others actually like it, but the centerpiece here of today's video is gonna be Pearl. Pearl is directed by Ty West and stars Mia Goth, Tandy Wright, and Emma Jenkins Puro. This is the sensational prequel to the film that came out earlier in 2022 that was Ty West's X, that also starred Mia Goth, that I've actually talked about before on my channel. This film is wonderfully constructed by Ty West. He clearly is somebody who is deeply in control of his craft because of this wonderful film that he created here, but also because of how distinct it is from X. Visually speaking, Pearl is bright and colorful in stark contrast from X, which very much so looks like one of those 70s slashers, very akin to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. This film develops slowly over the course of its runtime as we follow Mia Goth's Pearl, and this is very much so Ty West's creation, and he does a phenomenal job, and I will give him all the credit in the world for being the writer and the director and the creator of this world. However, this film rides and dies on Mia Goth's performance. The whole cast is doing exactly what is asked of them. However, one of the clear standouts is Pearl's mother, who is this German immigrant, severe, strict, controlling mother who just really wants to control every aspect of what's going on this farm and what's going on in Pearl's life. Pearl's mother poses this threat to her dream, which is where that central conflict lies. Pearl clearly just wants to work in the movies, work in the entertainment industry, and above all else, become a star. And I tell you what, Mia Goth, you're a star. Please, I'm a star! Mia Goth's performance is deranged. She plays someone who clearly has something wrong going on up here and has gone batshit crazy, and it is a sin that she wasn't nominated for an Oscar, or honestly anything else like SAG or BAFTA, like many other wonderful performances in recent years. I understand that the horror genre is kind of taboo in Hollywood, in old Hollywood, but this really needs to change. Specifically with the Academy, so the Oscars, it has shifted a little bit over the past couple of years due to the hashtag #OscarsSoWhite scandal, where they ended up, in response, expanding the membership in order to include a more diverse membership and maybe even a little bit younger membership. However, this did not solve the genre problem. Traditionally, horror and suspense, or terror, or whatever the genre, whatever you want to call it, horror, along with sometimes sci-fi, has just been iced out of the Academy Awards for the vast majority of its history. There are a few exceptions that are few and far between, and some of those are films like The Exorcist, Rosemary's Baby, Psycho. In more recent years, Silence of the Lambs, as well as The Sixth Sense, were deemed worthy in the eyes of the Academy to receive nominations. However, in the past couple of years, the past decade really, the only horror film that has really gotten significant recognition would be Get Out, which was nominated for 4 Academy Awards, including Best Picture, and it did win for Original Screenplay. Many wonderful films have been completely ignored by the Oscars, especially films that have a fantastic cast doing a wonderful job, and some of the films that fall into that category are The Babadook, Gerald's Game, The Witch, The Invitation, Saint Maud, The Lighthouse, Midsommar, Jordan Peele's Nope, as well as many others just like them. Some key performances in recent years in these and other films that have been ignored by the Academy are Florence Pugh in Midsommar, Toni Collette in Hereditary,
Don't you swear at me, you little shit! Don't you ever raise your voice at me! I am your mother! Do you understand? All I do is worry and slave and defend you, and all I get back is that fucking face on your face!
Willem Dafoe and Robert Pattinson in The Lighthouse.
What? That's what I mean! That's the trouble with you. That's the trouble with ye. With you! With ye! No! No! I want a steak! I want a goddamn steak!
Essie Davis from The Babadook.
Just be normal. There is no Babadook.
Morfydd Clark from Saint Maud.
Please. Please don't let me fall. I'm begging you. I'll do anything. Please, guide me.
Practically the entire family from The Witch, but especially the parents that were played by Ralph Ineson and Kate Dickie.
Thomason, take the children outside.
What does this today? What does this?
And now quite recently, and at the base of this video, Mia Goth from Pearl.
If I go to this audition and I don't get picked, then I'll come home and I'll never speak of it again, I swear. But I have to know that I tried or I'm gonna regret it for the rest of my life. Please, Mama, you have no idea what I'm capable of.
As well as, of course, countless others across cinema history. This is a problem as far as I see it, as the horror genre doesn't get much recognition, if really any at all, from the major award shows across the board. It really stays hidden in the shadows. So the question is, will horror as a genre always be a part of just kind of a cult following where certain strong groups of fans follow and love and appreciate, as well as certain critics? Or will this change? Does it matter if horror doesn't get the recognition that it deserves? Well, this really depends upon how much stock you put into award shows and their overall impact. Award shows arguably have not a massive impact on, say, the general audience or specific fan groups that would have gone and seen the film anyway, but I'd say it does have the capacity to bring certain films back to the forefront and even make them go back to the cinema again, and then increase in popularity and helping their overall success as a film. But some key examples that seem to fall into the category of films that benefited from Academy Award nominations specifically were 1999's American Beauty, one of the recent winners, Green Book, as well as Room. Green Book made 50% of its $85 million domestic box office after nominations were announced 2 months later, while Room made 65% of its box office after getting major nominations. And of course, the strongest example that was actually listed here in the article is American Beauty, which went on to make $130 million in North America, and 43% of which actually came after nominations were announced. So at the end of the day, does it matter? For us as an audience, maybe not in this modern day. However, for those involved in these projects, they deserve to be rewarded and recognized. Those who work day and night to make great cinema and mind-blowing films that are on the emotional and philosophical level of many hard-hitting dramas and historical epics that many major award shows like the Academy Awards seem to favor so much over genre films, but especially horror. This is a problem across award shows, but especially at the Oscars, and maybe, hopefully, one day these films, when they do come out in their moment, will get the recognition that they so clearly deserve. So at the end of the day, Pearl is one of those films that will go down as being ignored by the award shows and by the Oscars, but will continue to gather its own cult following and audience as time goes on that will recognize it as one of the best horror films of the 2020s, with one of the best performances of the decade at the center of it. Maybe not many people take the Oscars seriously these days, and that's totally okay. However, a lot of the people who do take it seriously are actually the people who are in the industry and who create films and partake in the industry. And if the Oscars wants to stay relevant and be taken seriously, they need to watch films like Pearl and nominate films like Pearl. At least one true cinema fan took note of Pearl and really did stump for it, and that person person is an auteur in the industry, and that person is Martin Scorsese. This is what he wrote about Pearl in his review. Ty West's movies have a kind of energy that is so rare these days, powered by a pure, undiluted love for cinema. You feel it in every frame. A prequel to X made in a diametrically opposite cinematic register. Think 50s scope color melodramas. Pearl makes for a wild, mesmerizing, deeply, and I mean deeply, disturbing 102 minutes. West and his muse and creative partner, Mia Goth, really know how to toy with their audience before plunging the knife into our chests and start twisting. I was enthralled, then disturbed, then so unsettled that I had trouble getting to sleep, but I couldn't stop watching. Pearl is a disturbing cinematic experience with a masterpiece performance. I had an utter blast watching Pearl, and it was in my top 10 for those of you who watched my top 10 of 2022 video. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's not even really that violent. Just buck up and grab your teddy bear and turn the lights on and watch it during the day. It will impact you, and even if you're a hardened horror fan, there'll be something that you can find there to enjoy. So go check it out. And thank you guys so much for stopping by and checking out this video and watching my videos on my channel. Let me know what you thought about X or Pearl or any of Ty West's films. What's your favorite Ty West film? Let me know in the comments below. As always, thank you guys so much for stopping by. Go ahead, like, subscribe, and share it with your people. Your people. Do you want to be a star? Do you want to be a star? I will see you guys in the next video. I'll see you guys in the next video. I'll see you in the next video. I'll see you in the next video. I'll see you guys in the next video. Blah.